Before heading to Epcot, I had a little time to wander the grounds of my hotel, Disney's Coronado Springs Resort. The property is beautifully manicured, with lush greenery, tropical flowers, fountains, and serene lake views. The casitas and cabanas feel more like a tropical resort than a typical Disney hotel, adding a slightly elevated charm to the experience. But not too elevated to run into a familiar face. I was pleasantly surprised to spot Donald Duck right there on the hotel grounds. This was an unexpected highlight and a fun prelude to the day ahead. It was quite a walk from my casita to the Uber pickup, but strolling through such peaceful grounds gave me the energy I needed and felt like the perfect start to the day.
Your face is all messed up.
Why is my face all messed up?
You've turned into a Picasso.
Your time machine is rotating backward for your return to Earth. In preparation for your return to Earth, your time machine is now rotating backward. Attention.
After Spaceship Earth, the first ride of the day, my only mission was simply to take in my surroundings. The flower displays, topiaries, the music, the bright blue sky. I soaked it all in. Along the way, I spotted a cheerful display of Florida Orange Bird merchandise, a zesty little tribute to the whimsical Disney mascot unique to the state. Just look at how cute he is. But what delighted me most was the joyful display of vivid festival blooms and floating gardens surrounding the lake. The panorama of bright floral and butterfly patterns are pure serotonin for the soul. Just looking at them was like taking an energy shot. Before this trip, I had never even heard of Epcot's Flower and Garden Festival. But getting to experience it as spring was beginning felt like a blessing beyond expectation. I could not have timed it more perfectly. Inside the land pavilion, before riding Living with the Land, I paused to appreciate the hot air balloons hanging overhead. Each one symbolizes one of the 4 seasons. I love subtle storytelling like this.
Trap water from the flowing mud, extracting precious minerals. In the desert, nature has created a very different, but no less beautiful living system. And while this arid landscape may seem lifeless, the American prairie once appeared as desolate as the desert, but over time, rainwater and nutrients gradually penetrated the hard soil.
Okay, so Dr. Pirates of the Caribbean.
Welcome to our living laboratory, where scientists from Epcot and the U.S. Department of Agriculture are exploring innovative ways to produce bountiful harvests now and into the future. While there are more than 50,000 edible plant species in the most popular fruit in the world, efficiently using resources like water, fertilizer, and pesticides. Another innovation at work here is our integrated pest management. The common grains growing here, wheat, maize, sorghum, and millet, plus rice, account for nearly 2/3 of our global food consumption. Learning how to increase yields of these staples is an important goal of research around the world.
Following the airy greenhouses of living with the land, I delved into the deep mysteries of the ocean at the Seas Pavilion, home to one of the largest man-made ocean environments in the world. At its heart is a 5.7 million gallon saltwater aquarium. It was mesmerizing, watching manatees gracefully gliding through the waters. And the seahorses, linking tails as though holding hands, a tender glimpse into their underwater courtship rituals. Glowing hues of turquoise, blue, and yellow gently flickering through the waters was so calming, it pulled me into a dreamlike state. And look, there's Nemo, our sweet little common clownfish. So lulled was I by the tranquility of the reef, I was unaware of muting the noise around me, and for just a few minutes, nothing existed except the serene world of drifting colors and aquatic life. As we come up for air, we breathe deeply and step into another kind of magic. Butterfly landing. Here I learned how to create a butterfly oasis in my own backyard, and got to observe these winged creatures in all their fascinating life stages up close, as caterpillars, chrysalides, newly hatched, and full butterflies. Watching them flit and flutter from one colorful bloom to the next was such a joyful respite from the bustle of the day, despite it still being very crowded inside. It still felt like a world away. And you can imagine my delight when some of them took a break from nectaring to land on me. little sanctuary moved me in a way I wasn't expecting at Epcot. The gentleness of the butterflies curiously exploring their world was truly uplifting, and I left feeling so tender and inspired. Back at the Festival Blooms, it was time to begin our journey through the World Showcase, taking in the beauty of the topiaries along the way. Each is made from living plants like mosses, and detailed with natural materials such as clay and palm fibers. Metal frames form the structure, and internal irrigation keeps them lush. In the Canada Pavilion, the Bambi characters are adorable examples of this craft. I may have missed others, but the only national flag I saw represented entirely in flowers was the Canadian one. This was exciting for me given that this girl was made in Canada. Come to think of it, I've never seen a Coffee Crisp in America. I didn't actually know it was a Canadian chocolate bar. After browsing the Canadian goodies, we took a peaceful break with an outdoor meal. I enjoyed the beef tenderloin tips, but the real highlight was the Provence poutine, topped with goat brie and lavender honey. Divine. Then over in the UK, I made my rounds to the next topiaries. Pooh and Rabbit add that perfect touch of British whimsy, while Hook and Pan capture the playful antagonism between the two. And can I just move into one of the little cottages in the fairy village? Surrounded by blooms and fairies, prime real estate in my book. Of course, Tinkerbell steals the show, and I may or may not have matched my nails, just for the shot. We still had a lot of ground to cover, so we wrapped up our English tour with a walk through the Twinnings Tea Garden, where each potted plant represents a different tea flavor. We browsed some British-themed merch, and then headed off to France. As dreamy as France was, it was possibly the most crowded area of the whole park. But the sheer beauty, thought, and attention to detail that went into this pavilion made navigating the chaos entirely worth it. This is also home to the Belle and Beast topiaries, my favorite of them all. Looking back, I really wish I'd captured closer shots of Belle's intricate facial features, which were hand-sculpted with clay. Just stunning. And the Skyliner views added colorful interest and movement to the landscape, especially nice for me since I didn't get to ride it this time. Moving on to the Ratatouille ride, this explains the major congestion we experienced in this area, since wait times always hovered around 90 minutes. Thankfully, we had a lightning lane and got to skip the wait entirely. The ride itself was a lot like the movie, a fun and dizzying chase experience. It was also very short, so it probably wouldn't have been worth the full wait. Exploring the Guerlain perfumery was another treat. Stepping inside felt like leaving the Disney bubble and entering a more luxurious Parisian experience. I had so much fun playing with the different fragrances. My favorite was mandarin basilic, a warm citrusy scent with hints of sweet vanilla. It was more like visiting a perfume art gallery than a typical store. After leaving France, we just needed a bit of unhurried strolling time. There is so much to see and do at Epcot. Just allowing ourselves to wander and look around without an agenda was a much-needed relief. We passed through Morocco and lingered a little longer in Japan, where I treated myself to a cool refreshment and took my time admiring all the architectural detail and serene bonsai trees. After a brief stop in America to admire the gorgeous Tiana topiary, we settled in Italy for a while. Like France, this was another incredibly immersive pavilion, where Lady and the Tramp sat nestled among blooms of vivid pinks and fuchsia. If we'd had more time to linger, I would have loved to enjoy a meal to soak in that full Italian atmosphere. But with more countries still to explore, we ducked into a gift shop instead before wrapping up our time there. Over in Germany, we caught the last rays of golden daylight just in time to admire my next favorite topiaries, Snow White and all 7 of the dwarfs. The storytelling and detail in this display was just amazing. I also grabbed a snack, which I almost lost while trying to film. Don't try this at home. And then dipped into a crystal shop, dazzled by all the shimmer. Don't mind my stepdad, James. He's completely entranced. And you know, wherever there's a Christmas shop, I am definitely going in. This one had particularly lovely ornaments in keeping with the German theme. I love this one. When I emerged from my holiday haze, it was just before the sun fully set, and taking in the late sundown atmosphere was a beautiful segue into the evening ahead. There was still so much to do, of course, but it would have been a shame to rush along and miss these peaceful moments. We passed through China and stopped just briefly in Norway to see the Anna and Elsa topiaries. They were especially stunning in the twilight. There were sadly so many countries left unexplored this time, but there was no sense in hurrying through the day. I'll just have to come back. We stayed for the entirety of the light show, and at this point, we were pleasantly exhausted. We began making our way out, but not before exploring yet another gift shop. And Chip came home with me.